Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Odio, and I'm back today to do another review for you. And today I'm doing The Electric State on Netflix. Oh, yes, it's a $320 million movie. Does it live up to all that cash? Let's check it out here. All right, so Electric State has now been released on Netflix, and I've had a chance to check it out. And I know it has a $320 million budget. A lot of people are bringing that up. I mean, when you take a look at it, just the cast alone, like Millie Bobby Brown, Chris Pratt, Stanley Tucci, Anthony Mackie, Woody Harrelson, Giancarlo Esposito, like, my goodness, they have a lot of names there. That's probably costing them a few dollars. And I'll tell you, the CGI is top notch. Some of the CGI has been questionable for the last couple of years, but my goodness, not here. It's really, really good. And the Russo brothers directing. So overall, yeah, it's an expensive movie, but was it worth it? Well, the answer is hard to say for sure if it was worth it or not, but let's get into the movie here and explain. It's based on a novel from 2018. I think it was by a Swedish person. I'd seen it before, but didn't really know they were going to make a movie out of it. But it follows our main character Michelle, played by Millie Bobby Brown, and she's kind of an orphan, but she's staying with her uncle or her ward of the state or whatever. She has like a leg bracelet on, so she can't go anywhere because her parents and her brother were all killed in a car accident all at once a couple years back. So she's on her own now and doesn't have anyone in her family. And it's I will say this: when you look at this movie, it starts off like that, but the world building in this is done extremely well. That's for me the standout character of the whole movie was the world itself. It's a place where robots became sentient at one point. All the robots in the world were created starting with Walt Disney's way back in the day. They even name him. And the robots look like, kind of like those old creations, but there's every different style of robot, big ones, small ones, and whatever. And one day they become sentient. Some of them are making burgers and stuff. They don't want to do that anymore and a bunch of other things. So they don't want to be slaves to the human race. So there's like a big revolt. They start killing all the humans. Then something happens. And then the humans get this ability to control robotic drones with their brain just by putting on these helmets. And then they decimate the robots and they force all the robots after they surrender to live in one giant walled off area. And I guess that's, the electric state. So that's kind of the what's going on in the movie, and I really liked all of that. And all the robots you see, like I said, the CGI, it's phenomenal. Like the robots, just they look like they're there. They're completely believable, even though some of them are a little bit silly. But getting into the story here, it's it's kind of like help and save the cute robot. So one day, when Michelle is at her house living her terrible life, a little robot shows up, and it's just like this robot they used to watch with her brother on this show. And he can't talk. He's kind of like Bumblebee from the Transformers. The robot seems to intimate to her that he is actually her brother and he's not dead and he needs her help to go and save him somewhere. So she's off on an adventure just like that, gets the bracelet broken. She's on her way. She's going to have to go right to the middle of the electric state to find some professor who knows how to save him or something. They kind of go from one MacGuffin to the next in this. And then she gets introduced to Chris Pratt. His character is great, and he's got a friend, Herman, voiced by Anthony Mackie. That's like a robot. He's like a construction robot. He can get in different size robots. He is levels of entertaining the whole way through. Anthony Mackie was great in this. His character was one of the only ones that really produced some genuine laughs. But I love this type of adventure movie. Get the whole crew together, start going off into an unexplored world, face all kinds of little challenges. Awesome. I had a good time with it. Yeah, some of the dialogue was definitely not the best. It was pretty standard. And honestly, there were a lot, and I mean a lot of cliches. They could have called this 90s cliche the movie. So it's an alternate history. So it's taking place in 1994. You see a lot of throwback things like songs and items and definitely dialogue and the cliches like someone's about to die. I'm going to shoot you right now. Oh, saved at the last minute. I'm going to fall in this hole. Oh, someone got me just before I fell. They do that honestly a lot over and over again throughout the movie, but that's okay. I mean, it got overused for sure, but I did like that back in the 90s, but they really kind of spam it here like it's their favorite move in Mortal Kombat or something. So as time goes on, they realize that Millie is going to be escaping into the electric state. So they send Giancarlo Esposito. He's like some sort of a hunter, robot hunter, to track down the robot that she's with and destroy it or bring it back. So it does seem like there is something going on with that. And then they actually, oh my goodness, my favorite, Mr. Peanut, voiced by Woody Harrelson, is the leader of this group of robots that lives in a mall. And they're trying to create like a free society and be nice. And they don't have to just cut hair because their hair cutting robot. They can do other tasks, and you meet a lot of fun robots. Like I said, CGI, fantastic. You don't even question it. These robots just seem like they're there. You almost just believe this was a thing that happened. They blend seamlessly into the environment. So really, really good on that front. There was never a point where I was like, oh, I can tell they're in a green screen or whatever. Like, nah, I know it cost a lot of money, but definitely worked. Maybe they maybe they need bigger budgets. No, I don't. Just kidding. So they do eventually find this scientist who is a short round from Indiana Jones, and he admits that yeah, her brother's not dead, and they're using his brain to power up all the drones. And as you see, society's kind of decayed. Everyone's sitting around wearing these headsets, escaping into like this other world where they can like half their brain can control something and go to work, the other half can be having fun. It was really creepy. Like everyone was like a zombie and stuff. I think they're trying to put a little message in there, but it was like really horrifying technology. And to find out that her brother was not only not dead, but he's like part of it. Anyway, it was pretty cool. That was the next MacGuffin. And then you see Giancarlo Esposito, the evil villain by Stanley Tucci, Ethan Skate. He has sent the army in and they kill all the robots at the mall. And this whole movie ends with a big robot versus human fight for the soul of the universe because she has to go and try to unplug her brother. But they realize if she does that, that it'll make all the robots not work and he'll probably die or whatever. So you get a really, I love the conclusion. I loved it. Chris Pratt on the battlefield with Herman, voiced by Anthony Mackie. You get a whole bunch of different shapes and sizes of robots fighting. There's lots of destruction. It was a blast. I had a good time. Certainly not the most deep movie I've ever seen. Pretty predictable ending. I mean, you're going to be able to figure out it's the brother pretty early and what's probably going on, but because he even foreshadows it earlier on, like he's taking some test. He's like, Einstein did this test, then they like took his brain, and then he did the test, and they kind of took his brain too. So I guess when he was in the car accident, he wasn't dead. They basically took his almost corpse and tied him into a machine. Pretty creepy stuff. And the cliches continue right to the end. Like, the top henchman ends up turning on the leader or whatever because he doesn't believe in him anymore. And he says he only hunts robots until he turns on humans because he found one that cared less than robots. It was pretty cool. Had a decent ending. It was an all right story. I had a good time. I went in with almost no expectation at all. Like I said, they definitely spammed a lot of the cliches. Some of the dialogue definitely could a little bit better, and it was pretty predictable. But honestly, I had a good time with this. This is for me. This is an easy recommend. I'd like to. I mean, it's a great movie to sit down with a group and watch. You'll all be entertained. It's a fresh idea. There's no no like lore baggage or anything you got to know. If you haven't seen or read the book, no problem. I knew it existed, but I don't think I've actually read the whole thing through. But anyways, great time. I mean, I would probably give this a 7.5 on the odometer. Definitely not the best movie I've seen, but entertaining, fun, and a pretty good time to hang out at your house, get some popcorn going, and watch a good, extremely expensive movie. Has great CGI and some good adventure there for you. So overall, I think it's a great time. But thanks so much for watching this far, guys. Really appreciate that. Please share, like, and subscribe to the video. And remember, everybody, stay out of trouble.